James, Joshua, Lauren and Emily, Britain's only quads made up of two sets of identical twins, are celebrating their first birthday.
1, 2, 3.
Their birth catapulted an ordinary couple into an extraordinary world, where joy, anxiety and fatigue are multiplied 4 times.
You could drive yourself mad if you're like, oh, what's wrong?
It's exhausting, really exhausting.
This is the story of the quad's first year, from their precarious premature birth
Oh no, look, our heart rate's going up, honey.
through the worry of their early development
You may find what works with one may not work for the other.
to discovering each of their individual characters.
You're so handsome. Ah!
Emily, she's a bit of a drama queen.
She's not patient, so I wonder where she gets that from.
These 4 babies have pushed their parents to their very limits.
You just think for once you could just watch a bit of telly or do something normal.
It's really difficult to get one-on-one time with them.
Love life. What love life?
In a year they'll never forget.
Can you believe a year ago we didn't know if we were going to have babies at all, did we?
The journey that we've been on has been phenomenal. It feels like 6 years. It's changed my outlook on life completely. Wind?
Yeah, it's going to come up.
First-time parents Julian and Sharon Turner have been thrown in at the deep end. Their newborn quads have been out of special baby care just 1 week.
Come on, little munchkin. We need to finish this, because your brother needs doing next. Happy but scared is probably the best way to describe it. It's all very well doing the antenatal classes and you get a doll to practice on, but we have 4 babies and very shortly we're going home with them.
I'm trying to wind him, but nothing much is happening. I don't know how we're going to manage because until I had my babies, I've never even changed a nappy in my life. I'm really terrified.
So we've done 2 and 3. Yeah, there's one more to do.
One more to do.
James.
After.
I hadn't quite appreciated how all-encompassing it is. I just called you Emily, didn't I? And you're not, you're Lauren. We do get confused, but if we look closely, we can tell. Lauren, we can tell from her sister Emily because she's got a little spot just below her hairline. Then
Joshua.
we can work out who's Joshua and who's James purely by the fact that Joshua has a little mark on his right eye.
Open.
The 2 sets of identical twins are the result of 2 implanted embryos both splitting. The odds of this happening are 70 million to 1.
I'm feeling at the moment still in awe and amazement that we have 4 babies because up until when they were born, I didn't think it'd ever happen for us. We've been through several rounds of IVF. It's been a bit of a nightmare.
Sharon was only able to carry the quads to 29 weeks. They were born 3 months early, weighing just 2 pounds each. It was doubtful whether all 4 would survive.
We both thought, well, they're all on ventilators. You know, they're doing as well as what we can hope at the moment. We've just got to wait for them to start breathing on their own.
He's got quite big hands, hasn't he?
It was a desperately worrying time for Julian and Sharon.
Oh no, look, our heart rate's going up, honey. It's gone really high.
You're kind of thinking worst case scenario. That was tough.
For 6 weeks, they kept a bedside vigil.
We're just having a bad dream.
And miraculously, all 4 babies pulled through.
Emily!
Hi.
Good, thank you.
The babies are still a month premature and only weigh 4 pounds. But doctors think they might be ready to go home.
I mean, they're so tiny. I'm almost scared to pick them up, which I know is a bit crazy, but I just don't want any harm to come to them.
You're going to have to tell me which one's which.
Baby left is...
Baby left.
Baby left in cot, yeah. Is Lauren.
Oh, you're nice and quiet. Let's listen to you. We're mainly worried about feeding and growing and putting on appropriate weight, but they seem to be doing that extremely well here. And there's no reason why they won't do that even better at home.
At the Turners' home near Newbury, excited grandparents have just heard the good news.
That's it, I'm going to make a nice cup of tea. I can't wait until tomorrow morning comes to the big homecoming. It'll be fantastic. It's going to be hard work, but we get through it. As a family, you pull together. I don't know about doing nappies, but I expect they'll train me for that, I expect.
To have 4 beautiful grandchildren all at once, I just can't. I can't find the words to express how I'm feeling. I'm just so delighted.
You couldn't have wished more from a Christmas cracker, could you?
Don't worry, Dad's got it all sorted.
He's a clever daddy.
First time in the car seat, kids.
Yeah.
7 weeks after their baby's birth, Sharon and Julian are finally bringing them home.
Silence.
Do you want to
This is golden.
We're finally outside, kids. We're coming home.
Was there...
I still can't believe that we're actually coming home out of hospital today with our 4 babies. I've kind of got to pinch myself for it to seem not like a dream.
Who have I got anyway?
I think, you know, you have Lauren.
Okay.
You've got Lauren.
Quite heavy.
Yes.
Oh. Just never felt love like this for anyone. And, you know, I just want to do my best for them and I don't want to let them down. Hey, he looks quite happy.
Best day ever, yeah? Come on. Emily, Lauren, Daddy's going to drive very carefully now.
Yeah, Mum. This is your new house.
Yeah, it's definitely Emily.
It's definitely Emily.
So by powers of deduction then, I've got Lauren. Hello, welcome home. Little Lauren.
What's the tears for?
We've had a long day today, haven't
Are you all hungry?
Yeah.
The babies need feeding every 4 hours, and they're already behind schedule.
Nappy changes. This just makes you realise how new we are to all this, doesn't it?
You're doing all right, Dad.
Here you go.
Lovely. Thanks, Mum.
Grandad Steve needs a crash course in bottle feeding Joshua.
You want to get your little finger down underneath his chin, and then you can tickle his chin if he stops sucking.
You have to force it in, Dad, because he won't open his mouth.
But even with 4 adults on hand, it's a struggle to cope.
Oh, James. James has just weed all over himself. I didn't have his nappy down, and he's just weed all over himself. It's going to get better once Mummy and Daddy get our routine worked out. Hold the bottle high, Steve. Because don't. Okay.
There you go.
Okay, just keep him straight.
Rub his back.
You know what we do.
There we go. Grandad Steve has
Grandad Steve.
saved the day. Top feeder.
You got a job in the morning.
You've got a job.
What time? About 1 o'clock.
1 feed down, the babies are going to need another in a couple of hours. It's the first of many long days and nights to come. A few days later, Julian and Sharon are reeling.
Oh, no. Oh. Why? That's the 3rd one in a row now. We're pretty exhausted, aren't we?
Very.
Very exhausted.
Tired doesn't describe it.
We knew that it was going to be hard, but we didn't really think it was going to be this hard.
Some of the feeds took 1 baby 1 hour. 4 babies, that's 4 hours. And a 4-hour feed cycle, so we'd finished one.
Start again.
Start again. Bottle duty. 24 bottles and teats a day to be washed and sterilised. It's a constant job, as is mixing formula, buying formula, and at the moment they're only drinking 80 millilitres. Just imagine if it was one, it would be an absolute dogger. How, you know, it'd be really quite easy.
We better hang up the washing.
OK.
That's never ending.
Can you use less dribble cloths, please?
No.
Luckily, Steve and Sandra are here for the long haul. They've sold their house and they're building an annex next door. But until it's ready, they're all living under one roof.
Where are we, Speckledy?
Quite a lot of people I've spoken to, you say that your in-laws have moved in with you, and the first thing they say is, oh, my God. But I suppose, you know, it depends whether or not you get on with your in-laws. A lot of people don't. I suppose I've been pleasantly surprised, actually. I probably thought it was going to be worse, actually.
After 10 days cooped up at home, Julian and Sharon brave a first shopping trip to the village.
Voila. I'm exhausted. We haven't got them in the thing yet.
But going anywhere with quads causes quite a stir.
Oh, it's twins. They're triplets, isn't it, I think?
OK.
Triplets? 3, I think. 4.
4. Quads.
Quads, yeah.
What happens if they all scream together then?
A crying baby's a happy baby.
Oh, good luck with everything, anyway. But yeah, they're beautiful. Really gorgeous.
Should we go? Yes. Nice to meet you all. Thanks a lot. Bye.
You don't do things by half, do you?
A few people have said that, actually.
Then there's boys in there as well?
The boys in there, yeah.
No, I'm just going off tomorrow morning.
There's 4?
4.
Amusingly enough, the health visitor and the midwife, the first things they did when they came round was give us the contraceptive brochure, and I just went, we've got 4 babies, it ain't never going to happen again.
It's not just the locals who are fascinated. The quads have made the papers.
The quads well enough to return home.
I don't think it will ever be the same. We can't just walk down the road with them and just without getting stopped. We need a printout. Yes, they're quads. Yes, there's two sets of identical twins.
At 2 weeks premature, the babies need to be checked every other day by a health visitor.
Hi, Claire, come in.
They have been gaining weight, but are still a good £3 less than the average baby at birth.
The ideal result today would be for one of the babies to reach the big goal of £5.
First up is Lauren.
So 190 is £4.3.
Yeah.
So she's £4.4.5.
Not that good, is it?
No, but it's once it's
Going up.
going up.
Next is Emily, living up to her reputation as the drama queen.
So she's put on 3 ounces as well.
Okay.
Excellent.
So very good.
Then James, who as the eldest quad should be leading the way.
It's all right.
So James has put on 3 ounces as well.
So far, none of the babies has reached the magic £5.
And how's Joshua doing?
The boys are dream feeds. They guzzle it up, so that's really good. It's the girls that take a little bit longer.
So Joshua he was £4.11 last time, and now he's £5.
Wow, he's broken the £5
He's
head.
the winner.
If only your sisters fed as well as you did.
£5.
Yay!
He's the big man.
To us, that's a big milestone because, you know, he was £2.4 when he was born. So he's feeling like a proper baby now. I know that sounds funny, a proper baby. I know he was a proper baby, but he's actually heavy and, you know, he's beginning to fill out and fit his nappy better. So, happy with that.
With his paternity leave now over, sales director Julian is back at work. But he's still putting in the hours at home.
I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, cook dinner, because there's no point going through the day, getting to 6 o'clock, and then going, oh, what are we having for dinner? We've got too many baby bottles everywhere. because you've only got 2 hours before the 8 o'clock feed. So you need to have, got it organised and everything planned. I'm starving.
Here we are. I'm starving as well.
Bon appetit, everybody.
Cheers.
Let's crack on. We've got babies to feed very shortly.
Julian and Steve help with the evening feed, but as both men need to get up for work, Sharon and her mum must face the long nights alone.
In my day, a woman's job to look after babies, but things have changed. We work as a unit now, but I don't feel guilty to get a good night's sleep.
I'm going to bed.
The hardest bit is that we just don't get a lot of time to spend together, just me and him.
You're going to bed too, just not for very long. Oh, I'm sorry, honey. You know how to stay up with her kid.
I'm 99% all the time with the babies, and I'll sleep downstairs and he sleeps upstairs, so that's kind of put a bit of a strain on our relationship.
Night, honey.
One day I did have a go at him. He was like, morning. I was like, it's all right for you. Had you a nice sleep? I haven't, I've only had a couple of hours.
Sharon and Sandra have been asleep barely an hour when the night shift begins in earnest.
Joshua. So it's just coming up for 1:45, and I'm just about to change the first baby, Joshua. Wide awake, mister. Whee! Here you go, Nanny. Shh. You're awake too.
Emily.
Emily, we haven't forgotten you. You'll be next. 10 to 2.
At 2:30, Quad's fed. Sharon and Sandra go back to bed. But not for long. At 4 a.m, the whole process starts again.
My day and night just rolls into one because it's just continuous, it doesn't stop. I've never been as tired as I am now.
As dawn breaks, the lack of sleep is catching up with 66-year-old Sandra.
Are you falling asleep?
Not really.
So it's 5:30, and I'll just be pleased when Emily's finished her milk and Lauren's finished hers, and then we can go back to bed.
I don't think I've ever felt this tired. Even when I had Sharon, I wasn't feeling this tired.
Morning, Rick. Morning, Barry. Okay. Good, yeah.
Four weeks later, Sharon and her mum are still encamped in the living room.
There's absolutely no way I could do this on my own. And I said to my mum a million times, if it wasn't for my mum, I couldn't cope, because she's here all the time with me, getting up in the night with me. I just couldn't do it.
Please don't be sick over me again, James, will you?
Coffee, honey.
Oh, thank you. We've had our neighbours come over, feed them. Our friends came over. They got the job. Anyone and everyone has. So yeah, basically I'm taking all the help that I can get.
But the day-in, day-out workload is beginning to take its toll on the whole family.
The thing that gets me is there's just no let-up, is there? It's just continuous,
You can't have a couple of hours off.
You can't, no. So sick of the washing. 5 loads a day. Oh, no. Either feeding them, washing bottles,
Making milk.
giving them a bath. It's getting a bit worse.
I thought it might just be the running up and down the stairs.
Yeah.
From the moment I get up, it's babies until the moment I go to bed, really.
Who's crying?
Sounds a bit like that.
9 times out of 10, if they cry, they just want to cuddle. And you pick them up and then they're fine, aren't they? Are you crying? Or was it you crying? But unfortunately,
With 4.
with 4, it's like you've always
You've always got one.
picking up one. But we're loving every minute, really, aren't we? We're not complaining. It's just tiring.
Joshua.
All the hard work is paying off. The quads are putting on weight. But telling them apart is proving tricky.
I do look at them as two sets of twins, obviously, like, and I find myself explaining to people, no, they are quads, but they are two sets of identical twins.
Have I got Emily here?
I think you've got Lauren.
No.
Yeah, because Emily's bigger.
No, okay.
No, I think this is...
No, that's Emily.
No, this is Lauren. Look.
I was right.
Yeah.
I got you right.
But she looks bigger than her.
Who knows?
James Turner and Emily Turner.
To avoid further confusion, Sharon has decided to paint the toenail of one boy and one girl.
Now we know you're James. Now we can do your sister. There we go. Let's go downstairs. Looking forward, I think it will get easier, but everyone I speak to says it's going to get harder.
But luckily for Sharon, the quads are about to hit a milestone to warm any mother's heart.
Emily, you've gone a bit lopsided there.
The quads have been at home for 4 months, and the moment all parents long for has arrived.
Smile! They started smiling last week. It started with the boys and then the girls soon followed. Most of the time when they're not crying, they're smiling. Don't cry, Emily. Shh. When they smile at you, it's like so nice. It's like, oh, it's like kind of melts your heart.
The quads are also going longer between feeds. But Sharon's wondering whether the boys are getting enough.
The girls are quite demanding, really. Like, when they start crying, you have to deal with them there and there. They won't just be patient. Where the boys have found their thumb now and they suck their thumb. So they tend to be left till last. Seems to work out where to go now.
A visit to the doctor confirms Sharon's suspicions.
There we go. There's a good girl. There you go. You can see where all the dinner's gone. The chubby thighs. You can see they're a lot stronger than their brothers. They're able to keep their heads up a lot better. The girls need to have a chat with their brothers.
James, in particular, is falling down the weight scale.
So, I think the issue with James is he was tracking nicely along the 9th centile, and now he's somewhere between the 2nd and the 9th.
Oh, right.
So if you can keep it at 5 feeds a day, that would be ideal.
Okay. So how do I do that? Wake him up at night then? Or?
Well, no. What I would do is, if you can increase the volume, it's a difficult one. They won't
really
take it. They won't take it.
At the maximum of what they'll have. I do worry, obviously, it's not nice to be told, oh, they're not putting on as much weight as they should, because I'm trying to do everything that I can. And they say increase their milk, but you can't do it because some nights we literally hold their hands down and trying to, get them. You will have your milk, but, if they don't want it, they don't want it.
Take care.
Thank you.
To add to the stress, there are delays to Steve and Sandra's building works. Tensions are mounting.
Into the lounge, they finished all the plastering. Sometimes it's been a little bit fraught, hasn't it, with living here?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you're living in someone else's house. You go with what they want.
He likes it spot on.
It's got to be exact as he wants it done.
End of story. There's no ifs or buts.
So if you haven't had that good a night's sleep, it just bites sometimes. You snap.
I have a certain spoon that I use for serving. And could I find it? No. And Steve, unbeknown to me, well, sometimes it goes in this drawer, Sometimes it's in that drawer, but never in the drawer where it lives, where we've said, Steve, put this spoon in here.
Looking forward to moving in.
Having our own space.
You have to prioritise things, and babies come first. Things like doing the washing up, emptying the dishwasher, like you did at 3 o'clock in the morning the other night. I mean, that can wait. I know it's got to be done at some point, but you don't have to do it there and then, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, point taken. No more dishwasher emptying at 3:30. So where is this photo booth?
The family have decided they need a break with a 3-day trip abroad.
So shall I work out the machine and does somebody want to pass me a baby? Yesterday, the plan was to get some passport photographs for passports for trip to Athens in September, so we kind of need to get a move on. And it was an eventful session. Here we go. Can you press the green button?
Basically, Julian went in the booth and held the baby up like this. But then again, it wasn't really like this because you're not allowed your hands in it. So it was
one hand underneath.
Yeah.
His hand is bigger.
So it was more like, I don't know how he did it.
It was just hilarious because trying to get them in position.
That's it, hands down. Look at the light, Josh.
Oh, bless.
Okay, ready, James? Smile. Joshua, sorry. Smile. Yay!
He's yawning. That's awful.
I can't take any more. This is mission impossible.
Yeah.
No.
But getting the passport photos done turns out to be the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, perfect, okay, definitely.
It's a 3 a.m. start for the family, laden with 4 babies and 6 suitcases.
Here's the Turner party.
Have you ever checked in quads before?
Never.
Yeah, this was the easy bit. You should have seen us packing.
Seen me packing.
Seen you packing.
Seen you packing. Thank you.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Been very helpful.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
No, it's been lovely meeting you. Have a good flight. Good luck. Fingers crossed for you.
The family arrive in Athens to every traveller's nightmare.
And my bag.
That's 1, 2, 3.
Look, your one here. Your one's here. It's just my bag.
2 bags.
The green bag and the black bag.
It's got all their clothes in.
Yeah, I know it's got their clothes.
They've got no milk.
Nothing.
They've got no bottles.
Could have done without this little nightmare.
Sent a message to London about the other bag.
Happened to someone the other day. It took them 3 days to get their luggage. By that time, we're going home.
The next morning, the reality of the quad's lost suitcase hits home.
Next little girl. I'll sit her there. You've got nothing to wear. This is damp around the bottom.
What shall I put to look, it's wet here.
Sharon, put her in that boy's cell behind you.
You don't have to look like a boy, I'm sorry.
When you're really tired, you just have to look in the cot, don't you? Makes it all worthwhile. Yeah? We've had to put you in here because there's nowhere else to put you. The playmats are in a suitcase that's currently lost somewhere in transit.
And your clothes.
And your clothes.
And your slings.
And your slings. We're going to carry you round.
But if it seems a madcap idea taking 4 babies abroad, it's because they're here for a very special reason. The couple spent 4 years struggling to conceive.
I think we almost got to the point of giving up. You start to believe that it's not going to happen.
After 2 rounds of IVF on the NHS, they decided to go private and found a Greek clinic that claimed to have good results.
Obviously, we didn't know what to expect. We didn't know anything about the clinic. All I had was the reviews to go on.
They doubt that they could ever make it. I told them that it is possible and I don't see any real problem. on their case.
Of course, it didn't work the first time with her. And at that point, I thought, Penny's supposed to be some kind of miracle worker and it hasn't worked. Now what do we do?
But they decided to give it one last try. And something extraordinary happened.
These two embryos that she had divided to two sets of identical twins. And this is something that I have never seen in my whole career.
I just want to give her a big hug. Because she said, didn't she? You got a perfect, you know, you're perfect for babies. And I suppose, yeah, we didn't quite believe her.
Julia.
Thank you, Penny. You're amazing. You're Superwoman.
I have no words.
Really, I have no words.
That's so beautiful.
This is James.
Look, James.
Hello.
There's Mom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and Joshua.
Well, Julian, I think all of them look like you. You are stars. You're gonna have lots of problems when they become 17.
Can't put into words how grateful we are to Penny. Because to be honest, until we had babies, our life wasn't quite complete.
Last time they were in Athens as a couple. And now, as a family of 6, plus grandparents, it's all rather more challenging.
Where are we going? Aberlocky?
No. We're going to the Megasi Muzin station. I think it's that way. You don't think so?
No, I think down here.
Could be that way.
No.
Does Julian know where he's going here on the tube? Where is this tube?
Guys.
No. This might be the main one here.
Yeah, but we need the lift.
We need the lift over there. We've got a 10-mile detour to get to the lift over there. I'm absolutely roasting.
Quick, get in then.
It's not big enough. Take the cloth, Sandra.
Careful.
It's fine. I kind of realised why work colleagues said I must be mental going away with 4 babies. Just getting to the tube station's mission impossible. Then the lift's on the wrong side of the road, the zebra crossings, the pavements are a nightmare. So yeah, lessons learnt. I don't think we'll be rushing back to Athens with them.
Dad!
The best thing is, I think, just to stay at home, because by the time we get out, it's time to come in again.
I quite agree. But still, we've seen some Athens.
At least we got out.
We got out today.
Better than some people.
It took us 6 hours to get to the bench in the park.
Yeah.
It's back to England tomorrow, but Julian and Sharon grab a moment to reflect on their luck.
I still find it quite hard to believe that we have 4.
Thanks to Penny. And us for being amazing.
It's christening day, and 4 babies have got to get to the church on time.
We're all ready? All ready for action?
I need to find my shoes as well, but I don't know where they are. Oh, I need to put my jewellery on.
I've been at christenings where vicars have got names mixed up when there's only been one child to be christened, so with 4. Wow. Hope is on the ball.
Mum, we're running really late.
You okay?
It's 1:30 now. He has. I thought I could smell it.
All right, I'll do it. You go and get them ready.
Okay.
Oh, good grief.
Can you believe we're meant to be there at 10:30? It's 5 to 11. We're only just going to make it. I hope they saved us seats.
Come on, the vicar's waiting for you.
Oh.
Whoa.
Lauren Mary, I baptise you in the name of the Father, Joshua Harry, James Anthony, Emily Rose, I baptise you in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
We made it.
Twins run in Julian's family. He has a non-identical twin sister, and his uncles are twins too.
There is a special bond between twins, and I'm sure that'll develop with, I don't know how between the two sets of twins, but I imagine there'll be some special bond between them all. I hope I'm around to see the twins grow up. I really do. The quads. Well, two sets of twins.
How old are they, Sharon? They're small for their age.
7 months.
They're small for their age, though.
At 7 months, the first signs of who these babies will become are beginning to emerge.
To me, the enjoyment is looking at the differences between them and how their characters are beginning to come through.
Obviously they're quads, but we do like to look at them as individuals.
James, I think, is going to be quite kind and considerate, whereas Josh, I think, is a bit more boisterous, going to be a bit more cheeky.
He's going to be a cheeky one.
Yes, I know, mate. At some point you'll get old and lose your hair. Yes.
Emily, boss, she's in charge. Lauren.
I think Emily and Lauren have swapped around a bit.
You think they have? You think Lauren's
more the boss now?
Are you all right there, Mum?
Yeah.
You're not dropping a girl? There is a few thank yous that I'd like to say, because having 4 babies has been a little challenging at times, shall we say. And to be honest, we couldn't have done it without help from Steve and Sandra, Sharon's mum and dad. 4 cheers for the quads.
Yay!
The babies are growing and changing, and life seems to be getting ever more complicated.
Come on. Good begin.
Yeah.
Okay. Myself and Sharon have laughed about the fact that it's going to get easier, but actually it's not at all. And of course now having to do baby food and milk, so the feeds are now taking longer. It's your turn,
Emily.
Josh. Whereas we're kind of hoping we're going to get quicker. And of course there's more mess, there's more washing, and it is relentless. I've realised that just from the short time of doing, you know, all the shifts, changes and feeds at the weekend. It just, yeah, it's exhausting, really exhausting. I kind of think, wow, Monday morning, great work. It's kind of easier. We've got a clean bowl over here.
As Christmas approaches, the mood in the Turner household is anything but festive.
You know, I've had a sore throat and a bunged up nose.
Christmas is about family and children, really, and we've always said it will be so much more enjoyable when we have children.
I feel really guilty because I got it first. I knew that I was going to give it to them, and there's nothing I could do about it.
In this family, the fallout from a simple cold is punishing.
Hi, dear brother.
Don't forget to breathe.
When one gets ill, they're all going to get ill, and it's going to be like this forever, you know. When they go to school, they're probably all going to get chicken pox at the same time. Looking after 4 babies is hard enough, but when you're looking after 4 poorly babies, it's not much fun.
It's been a challenging week or so. And nobody's allowed in our house with a cold before Christmas. That's very good fun, isn't it?
Their parents' wish is granted, and the quads recover in time for Christmas.
You excited about your first Christmas?
Shall we open some stockings?
The girls are trying to sit up, although at 9 months, many babies are already crawling.
But don't forget, they have all been ill. So
I know, and that's annoying as well, because it delays them even more.
it takes its toll. You always compare your babies to other people's babies. And we shouldn't lose sight of the fact that, you know, they were premature. Therefore, they aren't going to be advanced as other people's. Well done, James.
Fitting everything in is quite challenging. Just the basic things you got to do. And then fitting in the playtime, tummy time, reading to them, trying to get them to sit up, trying to get them to reach for things, trying to get them to do so many different things. Just fitting it all into a day is just kind of impossible. Right.
Wow. James, look at your sister.
Love it.
No, you're not that interested.
Well done, Lauren. Yay!
Well done.
2 months later, the quads are progressing in leaps and bounds, and the boys are on the move.
Josh is pretty good at tumble rolls, isn't he?
Mm.
He rolls with speed. And then you're like, oh, how did his head miss the corner of the door?
Is that how many times have they knocked over the light, slammed the door shut, and you're like, oh no, just watch your fingers.
Now, what are you doing? You're not knocking your head, are you?
As of yet, we've done no preparation for when they start properly crawling, have we?
Yeah, have you moved the speakers up?
Minor things. We kind of need to make safe the rest of the house.
Julian and Sharon are keen to know what the future might hold. So they're visiting Emma and Martin Robbins, who have 2-year-old quads as well as a 4-year-old.
Who's this?
This is Zachary. That's Ruben. Ruben, shall we come into the lounge and meet everyone? Come, Zachy.
Hi, Martin.
Joshie.
Pleased to meet you, Martin. I'm Julian.
Martin, hi.
We've got a Joshua as well.
Have you got a Joshua?
Yeah.
I have met another quad mum, but she frightened the life out of me because she basically said it was dreadful and it never got better. And
She gave you a bit of a scare.
Ruben likes to empty water all over the place. He's constantly at his water bottle, emptying his water into his food.
Guilty
They
as
also
charged.
copy each other. You can see how they influence each other.
I think it's going to get a little bit more challenging over the next few months.
10 caterpillars.
Emma knows just how demanding 4 same-age children can be.
I just find it really hard with quads because they kind of hinder each other. So if I'm trying to show somebody something, then obviously everyone either gets jealous or just wants to be involved with what I'm doing. So they all come and jump on me. And then in the process, it obviously disrupts the whole point of what I'm trying to do with that one person.
Put your wellies on.
And as ever, getting quads ready to go out is a mission.
Everybody just shouts and screams until they're outside. As soon as you start putting coats on, everyone becomes panicked and stressed out.
What would you do if, like, one went one way and then you're left with the other 3?
I wouldn't let myself get into the position in the
Yeah.
first place. We put them in little high-vis jackets. So it sounds a bit strange, but it really, really does work so that I can automatically see them out the corner of my eye. I know where they all
I
are.
hadn't thought of that.
People say, does it get easier? And it doesn't get easier. It actually gets harder. But being a quad parent, you want to hear that it gets easier. Because that's
kind of what you want to hear.
Yeah, you want to know that it gets easier.
Yeah.
It's got to get easier.
It's terrifying. I hadn't really thought about what it's like having 4 little children that are running around.
I think we're definitely going to need eyes in the back of our heads. You just have to watch everything.
Well, it was quite fun at the end because it was like, let's go. Oh, we've got 3. Where's the other one?
Yeah.
And actually, top tip that we've learnt today: little fluorescent jackets.
Yeah.
What a good idea.
As the quads reach the end of their first year, family and friends gather to celebrate.
Can't believe that they're only a year old. I remember the daddy being this age. 2 proper little turners.
From where we were a year ago, struggling to tell them apart, they've all developed their own little characters.
All I ever wanted was to be a mum, so I'm very happy being a mum of quads.
I just want to be there for them and show them that they're loved and wanted, and I'll do anything for them.
2 little beautiful girls and 2 little beautiful boys. They all know me and they wave to Grandad, don't they?
Yeah, but you still get them mixed up.
I still get them mixed up.
It doesn't matter whatever one you say, it's the other one.
It's the other one, so I
You say hello, Emily, and I say that's Lauren.
I can put it down to...
say hello, James, and...
Don't get it right sometimes.
Joshua.
But I can put it down to my age, you see, that's the way I say.
Make a wish.
1,
2, 3.
Yay! Brilliant, yeah. Hard work, but really worth it.
We have 4 bundles of joy and happiness.
It's just amazing, you know, I didn't... Oh, pardon. Lemon.
It's been a windy year. Probably has mellowed me quite a bit, really, hasn't it?
A little bit.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear James, Joshua, Lauren and Emily. Happy birthday to you.
Well, any cat owner will tell you they are intuitive creatures, but some new techniques revealed what they're really thinking last night. If you missed it, catch up with The Secret Life of Cats on ITV Player. Next, though, it's the newborns proving they are a force of nature in The Secret Life of Babies.